Alright, today we are filming a quick introduction to my game Tribal Hunt, in which you are playing as either the hunter or the mammoth. The role of the hunter is to kill the mammoth using spears. And of course, when playing as the mammoth, you want to avoid the spears and potentially even strike down the hunter to win the game. Let's have a look at what's inside the box. We have, first of all, these 6 cubes. These are distance cubes used to determine the distance between the mammoth and the hunter during the game. I'm gonna get back to this in a minute. Then we have, of course, the rulebook. This one. It's a little rulebook with everything you need to know about the game. Then we have 3 decks of cards. First of all, we have, let's start from the beginning here, we have the mammoth cards, which of course is the deck used by the player currently playing as the mammoth. And then we have the hunter cards, which are the cards of the player currently in the role of the hunter. The hunter cards include things like throwing spears at different heights, for example, high, mid, or low. Let's find one, there we go. You can also see here that some of the cards allow the hunter to back up 1 or 2 steps. And there are some special cards like poke, back up 2 steps, leap throw, and so on. The number in the corner here indicates the maximum distance that the spear can be thrown using this card. For the high cards, the number is 3. For the mid cards, the number is 2. And for the low cards, the number is 1. Again, I'm gonna get back to the distance in a moment. Next up, we have the mammoth deck. These are the mammoth cards. As you can see, the mammoth will perform different actions, such as lashing out, advancing, in which case she's moving forward towards the hunter, shielding to protect herself, charging, and so on. Now, what all of these cards do have in common is that they have a chart here, which, I don't know if you can see this, but this is based on the spear throw of the hunter. So if the hunter throws a high spear and the mammoth plays the advance card, the spear is a miss, scoring a point to the mammoth. If, on the other hand, it will be a mid throw or a low throw, it will be a hit, scoring a hit to the hunter. When you play, you will have 5 cards in your hand. You have to play all 5 of them one at a time, and once both players have played their cards, whoever scored the most points wins. So in other words, if the hunter hit the mammoth more than he missed, he will win the round. If the mammoth managed to avoid more spears than the hunter hit, the mammoth wins the round. Now, of course, this is all very basic, but there is another step to this, and that's where the next deck comes into play. We have a third deck called the tribe deck. Each tribe card has a unique ability, and when you start the game, you will have 7 cards in front of you representing your village. At the start of each round, after you look at the 5 cards in your hand, you can choose one of your village cards or tribe cards to activate for that turn. And of course, you want to pick one that is the most relevant for you at that moment. If you win the round, you get to keep your tribe card, return it to your village. But if you lose, you must discard your active tribe card. In other words, your village will slowly become smaller and smaller, and whoever keeps their village alive the longest is declared the winner of the game. A quick note on the distance cubes. So during a round, you will have the hunter here, the mammoth here, you have a village here, one for each player, you have your 5 cards in your hand, and you always start with 2 distance cubes like this between the hunter and the mammoth. The hunter can only back up and the mammoth can only advance towards the hunter. So by backing up, we add 1 more cube, the distance increases, while if the mammoth would advance forward, we would take away distance cubes, indicating that the distance is now shorter. If the mammoth is right next to the hunter, meaning there are no distance cubes in between, there are some cards that have special effects. And finally, if the mammoth ever reaches the same space as the hunter is struck down and immediately loses the round, regardless of the current score. And that's pretty much it. That's how you play Tribal Hunt. Now, if you're curious about this game, I recommend that you go on my website. I will leave a link, of course, in the description. And also you can go on the Game Crafter to buy the game. Now, as you're watching this, the game might not have been released yet, but if so, it will be soon. I also want to give a shout out to a woman named Sonia Poon. I think I said your name correct. I hope I did anyway. She did the artwork for this game. I did an art test on the Game Crafter, in which the community gets to vote, and the score was an amazing 95%, which is great for any game. And that's all I have for today. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoy playing the game. Bye!